Welcome back, everyone. It's Richard speaking. In part 2 of my cybersecurity chatbot series, I've supercharged the bot with critical upgrades to make it smarter, more personal, and resilient. Here's what's new. Keyword recognition. It now triggers cybersecurity tips based on keywords like phishing or malware, even with partial matches like password safety or scam emails. The second thing we've added is randomized responses. Every query pulls fresh randomized advice from critical curated lists, no more repetitive answers. The next thing we've done is conversation flow. The bot remembers context, handles follow-up questions like tell me more, and never restarts the chat. The next thing we've added is memory and recall. It stores your name and preferred topics like privacy to personalize future responses. The next thing we've added is sentiment detection, where it detects moods like frustration or curiosity and adjusts its tone to be empathetic. The next thing we've added is the error handling, which gracefully rejects invalid inputs and avoids crashes. And lastly, the last thing that we'll be talking about that we've added to part 2 of the code of the chatbot is code optimization, where we use collections and make use of delegates for scalability. So let's break down how each feature works and why choices like static async methods are game changers. So as you can see on the screen, I have the code for you, and I'm just going to hit run, and then we'll keep it in the background so that we can show examples along the way.
Welcome to the Cybersecurity Awareness Chatbot. Please follow the prompts so I can assist you with specific questions you have regarding cybersecurity.
So as you can see, the sound plays for the chat box, which is quite a nice greeting sound, and then it comes up with and asks for the user's name. So we're just going to input the name just in the meantime, and then I'll get on with the code. Okay, so as you can see in part 1, we had all of the greeting messages and another ask me about questions message, so that the user knows what they can ask. We're just going to hit the key, and then that's the first question that pops up on the screen. We're just going to leave this to the side, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, now moving on, I'm just getting something ready for you. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the keyword recognition and delegates. So first, my chatbot uses a dictionary string topic handler, and as you can see, I'll scroll down to that now. As you can see, these are all the dictionaries that we've created. This is for the sympathetic feelings, and this over here is for the keywords and definitions, and then these are the keywords and the security tips, and then this is just general responses. So as you can see over here, my chatbot uses a dictionary string topic handler to map terms like phishing or malware to specific response methods. Delegates like topic handler decouple logic, letting me add new topics without rewriting core code. For case insensitive and partial matches, I use input contains keywords string comparison dot ordinal ignore case. This ensures phrases like scam prevention or passwords still trigger the right tips. So as to show you this, I'll show you on the screen where I'll type in VPN, which is one of the cybersecurity questions, and the bot should respond with a cybersecurity tip. and that's all to do with the topic handler. So as you can see, a tip is now showing on screen of VPN, and then the next question is shown on screen. The second thing we're going to talk about is randomized responses. To avoid sounding robotic, my bot uses a random class to select tips from predefined lists. For example, asking about password cycles through 5+ unique tips. Combined with string format, responses feel fresh and personalized. And username enable two-factor authentication. So when on the screen, the username is returned with an answer to a question, which makes it a lot more personalized. So as you can see on the screen, I'll search for a definition, for example. So I'll say, what is password? And as you can see over here, it's returned the user's name at the end of the answer, which makes it a little bit more personalized. And we can ask another one like, what is phishing? And as you can see, the name's also returned at the end of the answer. Also, for based on that part that I just explained, the randomized responses, we can see by typing in password, and a random tip will come up, and then if we type it in again, a different one should come up on the screen. As you can see, a different one comes up on the screen. And the next thing we're going to talk about is conversation flow and async delays. To maintain context, last topic tracks the current discussion. If you say, tell me more, the bot recalls the prior topic. Now, why static async? And let me just take this off the screen for you. And we can see static async is used in the main method over here. And that's partially because it allows for a task delay. And I'll explain this to you now. Now, why static async? By marking methods like respond to user sync as static async, I enable non-blocking delays with await task.delay 3000, which provides a 3-second pause between responses. This pauses responses without freezing the app, simulating natural conversation pacing. Static ensures these methods belong to the class itself, avoiding unnecessary object creation, key for performances in a loop-driven console app. And then to show you this on the screen with the 3-second delays, and you can see these this is all code from part 1, as you can see. And then I'm just going to go to the method where our code starts for part 2. And that's over here. So this is the respond to tip method, and this responds with a random tip related to the to a specific topic. If the topic is found in the tips dictionary, it selects a random tip from the list and displays it. So then this is where the method starts, and we can see these delays over here. So that's between the sentiments, and there's another time delay, and then so forth. And then if we show you this on screen, as you can see, if I type in a question like phishing, the answer will appear on the screen, and then 3 seconds later the next question will arise. And then if we ask, for example, the program to tell me more about a specific topic, we just ask tell me more, and then tips will come up from the specific topic that we just asked about. So as you can see, it says, what else would you like to know about fishing? And then we started tell me more, and it gave tips. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to talk about is memory and sentiment detection. My bot remembers you using a static user preferences dictionary. It stores interests like privacy and recalls them later. Ask what's my preference, and it responds contextually. Sentiment detection uses nested dictionaries. Keywords like worry trigger empathetic responses. Like cybersecurity can be confusing, all without complex AI libraries. And on screen I'll be showing you if I tell the bot that I am frustrated with phishing, we can see what response it gives you. So as you can see, the bot's picked up that I am frustrated with phishing, and it returns a message that says cybersecurity can be confusing, Richard, which makes it more personalized by referring to my name, but I'll do my best to make it easier for you. So that's just a little personalized response due to emotions. Okay, and then this sentiment response will be over here in the code, which returns obviously a value as I explained just now. The next thing we're going to talk about is error handling and optimization. Invalid inputs, no problem. I validate inputs with string .is null or white space, close to open close brackets, and I use try-catch blocks for file operations like loading ASCII art. For scalability, collections like dictionary and lists store tips and keywords. This avoids hard coding and lets me add new features in seconds. So as you can see, for this I'm going to enter in no input on the screen by pushing enter, and obviously you can see there's an error that pops up on the screen and says that the input cannot be empty, please try again. So as you can see, there's an error on the screen, and then obviously it's just waiting for more input, that there is a delayed response for the next question. The next thing we're going to talk about is why static variables. Static variables like user interest and username preserve state across the entire session. Since my chatbot runs in a static main method, these variables retain values without needing object instances, keeping memory usage lean and efficient. Now we're just going to go through the method that the respond to user sync method, and we use the sync task, static async task method because it's to add in the delayed response for the responses. So from part one, we were told that we need to add margin before bot responses. So as you can see, we've added extra lines in the top, and then this for each and if statements is the sentiment detection, and I explained that just now. And then we move on to the memory and recall, and this checks if the user has previously expressed an interest in the topic. If so, it responds with a tip related to the topic. And then moving on, and if we tell the bot, for example, that we are interested, I am interested in fishing, as you can see, I told the bot that I'm interested in phishing, and it said, "Curiosity is great, Richard. Ask me anything about cybersecurity." Okay, and then it just comes up with another question on the screen. And then moving on, now that we've told the bot that it is our interest, this is the statement that it returns to us. And obviously we've got a await task delay of 3 seconds, so that's between responses. And then if we go and ask the bot, "What do you know about me?" So obviously, if we ask the bot, what do you know about me?" it should return the value that we've told it that we are interested in. It should return this value. "You told me you're interested in whatever preference we like, and then would you like tips on that?" Then moving on, we look at the what is keyword recognition, and this checks if the input contains what is followed by a keyword. This allows the bot to provide quick definition for common cybersecurity terms, enhancing user understanding. And this is obviously if statements to just run through. Then this is obviously the if statement for keyword recognition with delegates, and it's partial and case insensitive. This section checks if the input contains specific keywords related to cybersecurity topic. If a keyword is found, calls the corresponding delegate from the topic handlers dictionary to respond with tips. This allows the bot to provide targeted responses based on user input, making the interaction more relevant. The tell me more. So if we ask the bot to obviously tell me more about a specific topic, it should return a value. And obviously it's told us now, be cautious of unsolicited emails asking for personal information, and that's obviously regarding phishing. And then obviously we also look at the general quick responses if statement. This section, if the input contains common phrases or questions that the bot can respond to quickly. And then we look at the default error handling if statement, follow-up prompts, and these all have time delays. Thanks so much for watching, and hope to chat to you in the next video. Thanks again.